Mhm.
But there are things that can be done with loans and in looking at how to manage those rates so that you can actually buy a bit more expensive house and not necessarily raise the monthly expense on the purchase of that house. There are a couple of programs like that. Forget a couple of examples, Josh.
Yeah, so like 2-1 buy downs, 3-1 buy downs. There's even arms. So the way the buy downs work is that there's a set interest rate. It's definitely going to be lower. Say, let's just make up numbers. The first year the interest rate is 4%, the second year is 5%, and the third year through the 30th year, it may end up being 5.75 or 6% interest. And it goes, at length for 30 years. At any point in time during that time, you can refinance. So if interest rates only get lower, you can always refinance. But it allows you to get to the house, get more comfortable, get used to the property, get used to paying the mortgage before you immediately have to, put forward the higher interest rate. Which again, if the concern is interest rates are going to go down before you make a move, you can always refinance again during any of that during the 30 years. You can refinance to a lower interest rate. There's also ways of just doing an interest rate buy down. So if your goal is just to bring the interest rate a little bit down, it's called buying discount points. Paying down points. You can pay down points and just get a lower interest rate for the flat 30 years. In very few scenarios, I recommend it. I don't recommend it for everyone. I really would have to speak with someone, and kind of make sure they understand how the program works and how it works. But you also can do it in an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. So I like to think about it for people that they know for an absolute fact they're moving in 2 years. They already have the contract. The corporation's moving them. There's no issues. There's not going to be any chance outside of something horrific happening. They're going to move. And ARM is not a bad idea. Where your interest rate is substantially lower. You may 3.5%, 3%, 3.75%. In that range, and it can adjust depending on the market. So there's a lot of different ways to get the monthly lower.